Hi there, Dallas Drainage Pros. Today we are doing a pier and beam foundation waterproofing job. This is going all the way and doing the best you can for your house. I'm going to talk to you about this type of construction, what we're doing and why we do it. So this is the latest methodology when it comes to foundations. This is pier and beam, but what makes this type of pier and beam foundation unique is that there are no vents. So you won't see any of the traditional vents that allow air to pass in and out. So the key here is that the base of the crawl space is going to be completely encapsulated, so it has a waterproofing membrane. But because of the fact that there's no vents, the air would be trapped. And so what we have to do instead is install a footer French drain. So the French drain is going to go along the beam on the outside below the beam. So we'll start a couple inches below, work our way down to continue that 1% slope and drain it to a sump pump. And so what that does is it provides an escape and a barrier for moisture. So any water that would be coming down against this beam, when it falls down and hits that footer French drain, it gets collected, picked up, and sent to the sump pump. The other thing that we're going to be doing, and this is the extra mile, this is going all the way, is we're going to apply a waterproofing membrane to this beam. So we're going to do both the liquid membrane and the dimple board, and that will drain to the footer French drain. So it's pretty extensive. I'll walk you through the project and show you what we're doing. Hope you enjoy. So this is the edge, the bottom of the beam, and you can actually see cardboard in there. They use that to frame up the concrete to where there's an opening, there's a cavity at the bottom of the beam. So that's what we want. We want that pipe to go below the bottom of that so that water moisture can be drawn out and be captured before it would go up and under. Digging that footer out good and deep, leading to our sump pump. All hands on deck. But now we're just finishing the surface of the concrete, getting it prepped to apply the liquid membrane. Now we're putting on the liquid applied waterproof membrane. It rolls on, brushes on. We've got that line to leave some concrete exposed, but we don't want to have the waterproofing above ground.
Vamos a dejar cavar 7 pies.
This sump pump's going to be 7 feet deep to account for the depth of the French drain and particularly this center drain. You can see how low that is. We installed 2 basins at the center of this. Everything slopes towards the center of the crawl space. So this sump pump's going to have to be extra deep. Putting the waterproofing membrane on now. Looks really good. We'll do a couple passes on that. Excellent progress today. Got this beam completely coated with the liquid waterproofing membrane. That'll push all the water away and down towards our French drain and ultimately towards our pump, which will then kick it out to the street. Well, we got the dimple board going on. Everything's waterproofed. Got the glue. Just laying this on nice and straight. Come back across with the turn bar to Get a good clean fit along the top. Awesome. Right now, just installing the turn bar. This keeps the dimple board tight against the beam so it doesn't separate and allow dirt to fall behind either the dimple board or the filter fabric. Moving along nicely, putting the filter fabric for the French drain as well as the perforated pipe. We've got everything trimmed out over here. We're using SDR35. It's the high density drainage pipe. It'll last the lifetime of this property. We've never seen roots intrude to a SDR35 pipe system. And anyway, next step is the gravel. Got everything coming together. Got everything dug out. Trench is nice and neat. Sump pump hole dug. Drainage from the center of the crawl space. We're going to install a check valve which will keep water if for some reason this maybe the power went out and the pump basin filled up with water. That backflow check valve will prevent water from going back in under the crawl space, only allowing water to come this way towards the pump. Just one little detail among many. Got our sump pump basin going in. Checking our levels. This is using a 24-inch piece of ADS double wall pipe as our basin. We fill the bottom with concrete, encapsulating the system so it will hold water. It's a hot one today. Be glad when it starts to cool off again. Final day of the waterproofing project. We've got most of the French drain pipe assembled. Show you a little detail here. Rather than doing 90s, even sweeping 90s, with so many turns, a camera or jetter could get bogged down and not be able to pass through, at least not very easily. So rather than doing 90-degree sweeping turns, we're doing double 45s or 45s and 22 combos, which is right here. So that allows for a much more gentle turn, which will allow the jetter or the sewer camera to pass through and continue on. So that's what we've got here. Now, another key point is the way we've designed this with slopes. So this is actually the high point of the French drain over here. The slope goes this way and this way, so it goes down either direction, and the reason for that is we want to split the difference. So we have two sump pumps, one over here and then one on the opposite side over there. And so rather than having this whole stretch go in the same direction, which would cause the pipe to be have to be very deep to continue that slope, we split the difference, and the water drains one way or the other depending on where it falls. Just about finished. What you think, Angel?
Well, I explained the turn over here need to go like need to use 45 and 22. Make sure that I have a long turn. When you put the camera, that's easy to go, and the pipe is still close to the wall. So I think that's all of it need to do, because there's a big gap over here in between the pipe and the wall. So need to go a little bit more close. And if you use 45 and 22, this going over here a little bit more close.
Exactly.
So maybe this need to fix a little bit. So that's just what we need to do, you know. So
No, that's a good point. We want that pipe as close to the foundation beam as possible. So while still using long turns like 45s and 22s, like you said, we can get that pipe a little bit closer to have the greatest effect of pulling water out from under the foundation. So, good point. Got everybody chipping in. Beautiful day out today. Amazing the difference from yesterday. Got everything filled up, graded to the dimple board. There will be a final regrade after us to get the dirt up to that turn bar. But got our cleanouts here. Sump pump basin, just need to install the sump pump. Team effort, great work, awesome stuff.